All right, so I want to talk a little bit about this reading plan. And the reason why I think it's important is because I think it's important to acknowledge that we no longer have the 30 minutes of protected IR time that we used to give you in class, where we knew for sure that you would be sitting in a quiet place and reading. Now you have to kind of build in that time for yourself. So I want to be making sure that we're actually thinking about that and we're thinking through when's best um, to have that time carved out. And I also think it's important for you to remember that when you're home, it's even more important to have a routine, right? Because it can kind of feel like you can lose track of the time in the day. So it's really important to have protected time. And this reading plan is going to help you out with that. So I'm just going to start by talking through my own. So the first thing is I'm going to say where I will complete my daily reading. I've discovered that my couch is best because when I sit on the bed, I tend to get really sleepy. And now that it's nicer, I can possibly go out in my backyard. So those are the two places that I can read. And I'm kind of committing to not do it on my bed because I know that it makes me really tired unless I'm reading before bed, obviously. When will I complete my daily reading? Well, um, I know I have to do it every day. So I think doing it right after lunch is kind of nice. I don't have any meetings scheduled then, and that way I'm relaxed and I still have time to complete my work related to reading. So as you know, you have your notebook pages due, whatever. So it can be kind of nice to read during the day so that you can then work on your notebook page later on that night. Because remember, the notebook pages are due once a week at the end of the week. Who will I discuss my reading with? So, when you were in school, there were times that were built in for you to talk about your reading, um, mostly through book clubs, right? Um, and now you don't have that at all. And the time that you do talk to your friends, I doubt you're going to be talking about your reading unless you go out of your way to do it. One thing that's really helpful is reading the same book. Like my girlfriend and I always read the same books because we're in the same book club. So talk to your friends. Maybe you guys can read the same IR book, form your own little informal book club, and that can be cool because you have somebody to talk to like genuinely talk to you about your reading, but it doesn't feel forced. I can also make a point to make Goodreads posts now that I'm home so much. And all of you have Goodreads accounts, so that's also an option for you. If you don't feel like talking to anyone about it specifically, you can always read the comments that other people had to make about your book. And that's nice because it can sometimes help clear stuff up, some confusions you may have had about your reading. How will you decide what to read next? That's really important, right? Now that you can't just walk into the library in class, you're going to have to think about, okay, well, where's my next book coming from? So I talk about my book club, and I also have a pretty big bookshelf of books that I've never gotten a chance to read. So I'm pretty set for now. But you guys that aren't in those situations, like if you're not in your own book club and if you don't have a bookshelf with a bunch of books that you can read, what you can do is you can go on Goodreads. As I mentioned before, you guys all made an account in September. Every single student in the seventh grade made one. Um, and you can set up Zoom meetings with me to help you through this process. But I think a lot of you know that if you type in the books that you've enjoyed reading most recently, it'll um, pull books similar to that title. And that's a really good way of starting to generate a list of books that you would like to read that are related to the ones that you already know that you enjoy. And if you need help accessing books at all, Molly and I are here for you. Please email us, set up a Zoom meeting. We're here for you for thinking through book options and also providing you with access to those books.